Hi. Hi, hello. How you doing? Hope you're all good. Hope you're breathing. But yeah, I hope you guys are taking care. I'm good too. Going through a little bit of a cold situation, but tis the season for coughing and hacking. Fa la 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 la. I don't know. I don't know, man. But hi. Sometimes I wonder what life was like before people had the option to ramble to a phone or a camera or whatever you decide to use. Because wow, this is great. This is like me lending myself an ear and then just turning around and just broadcasting it for everyone to hear. I don't know. Weird things. But the technological era. I don't know what I'm doing with myself. I've never tried recording one of these in video form, so excuse me if I'm a bit awkward. But yeah, this whole life thing, this whole adulting thing is definitely not turning out the way that I thought it would. In life you can have a plan up until a certain extent, but at the end of the day, the universe or God or whoever you believe in, they ultimately have the final say in what direction your life goes. Because I had this whole plan that, you know what, when I finish my degree, technically I'm not finished because psychology requires one to get their master's done before you can practice.
And basically give your soul.
And yeah, it's a lot. But yes, I'm not done. But for now, I'm done. For this year, I'm done. I'm not studying this year. But I always thought that after school, I would maybe take like at least 1 month, 2 months to myself, just to rest. Because I do realize that I'd definitely be tired from school and all of those schooling things, education things. But I always thought that right after I leave the world of academics, I would have something waiting for me. I would either be working, or I would be doing an internship, or I would be doing something. But things aren't working out the way that I thought they would. They really are not. They are not doing the things. It's not that things are terrible right now because I am working part-time. It's like a tutoring kind of situation. So it really does help to keep me occupied. But it's definitely not what I envisioned. I don't know, man. I feel like I'm struggling to adjust to this whole adulting thing. It's like now I'm at the point where I am still, in many ways, a child, especially in my household. I'm a child, even though I'm 23 years old. 23-year-old child. But at the same time, I am an adult. I am a fully fledged adult. Granted, maybe not fully fledged because I'd like to think that to be a fully fledged adult, you'd need to be, like independent. You can do your own things. You can, you got this life thing, man. You're paying your own bills. You are doing all the things. I'm not doing any of that. The only bills I'm paying is for data. That's it. That's the only thing I'm paying for. Especially being back home. They feed me, so that's fun.
Yay.
Some days it's a lot harder to cope with than other days. There's some days where I'm like, okay, fine. Dory, you've never actually had a gap year, so maybe this is like kind of your gap year, you know? So I try to let myself chill. But then I'll go to maybe my grandmother or something, and then she'll ask me, so how are applications going? And then in my head, I just suddenly get into my head that no, man, I probably then should be definitely doing something. There's no time to rest, especially not in this circumstances, because I mean, your girl isn't rich, guys. Like, there is some stuff that we could use at home that I could definitely help with. Why am I not in the position yet where I can actually help? one of my friends actually, she was like, sometimes she used to like or imagine coming back home with just like a bag of like bags or bag of groceries and just being like, here guys, here you go, just yeah, just being able to do really cool things for the people you love. I mean, that's one of the cool things about having a stable job and money and all of those things. But yeah, like I said, life isn't going the way that I thought it would go. But I really am trying to stay hopeful. But I still would like to contribute something, Just maybe also as a way to say thank you for raising me to be the person I am, for taking care of me, for loving me. I know that I don't need to thank them, but I want to. And not being in the position to be able to do that, sometimes it just leaves me feeling so defeated. Like, there was a time where I was literally just applying for so many jobs and internships that I honestly had no passion for. But I was like, you know what? For that coin, man. It's always about the coin, eh? Yeah. And it's really, it's tricky. In a way, I feel like I'm kind of lost. I feel like I'm not sure where life is headed right now. But I know that eventually, obviously it won't just magically happen. I do need to put in some kind of work. Things will get to where they're supposed to be. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know what kind of work to be putting in. Sometimes I even think, like, I should start my own business. But I'm like, I've never been a person who's passionate about business. So I wouldn't be doing it for the passion. I'd be doing it again for the coin, for the coin. So it's just this internal battle all the time, just thinking, I should be doing this, I could be doing this, but at the same time I don't want to force myself into a corner. Like, I don't want to end up doing something that'll feel like a chore to me. It's such a strange position to be in, because the things that I do love to do, they don't seem like things that I would make money from at this instant. Obviously, now with anything, you do have to, in essence, work for it. Whether you want to become a full-time artist, full-time author, full-time IT web developer person, all of that, you do have to put in the work. You do have to put in consistent effort, you know? But I feel like with the things that I genuinely enjoy doing, I'm like, okay, fine. I could somehow turn this into a profession, because I mean, so many other people have done it. I love to sing. I would love to be a singer, but at the same time, I don't think I want fame. Give me the money, yes, and have like people listening to my songs, but I don't want to be famous, man. Where I don't even have my own privacy anymore. In a way, people have as much right to your life as you do. That doesn't sound like a good time to me. I don't want that. But I do love to sing. And it's one of the things where if I was doing that, I'd like for a career, I'd never feel like I'm working ever in my life. Because I just really, really love it. That's the veggie man. That's how he shows you that he is here. Come buy the nutrients, the vitamins and the minerals. He has a little baby thing. That's him. Anyway, yeah, it's a very weird part of life, man. It's like just adulting in general. It's so hard to adjust to. And the thing is, sometimes I feel so guilty for complaining, because I'm like, I don't have it as bad as I could have, as some people do. But I just do want more for my life. But I'm really not patient enough to wait for it. And it's something I need to work on, because it would help me to be patient, guys. It's not gonna happen magically, all of this. So it really would help to just suck it up, just be patient, enjoy where I'm at now. I was actually speaking to this with Zara, just somehow learning to be patient, learning to be in the moment and enjoying where you are now. Because the thing is, I'm wishing right now to be at this independent level where I have my own either apartment or my own house and my own car and obviously my own job or my own business or something like that. I want to have all of that, but I know that it's not going to be easy, that whole thing, having to be a person who works full time and having dependence at some point. Like, it's not going to be easy. And I'm definitely going to miss this part of my life. And I'm going to feel so bad when I think that I spent that whole part of my life where I should have been trying to find myself, trying to try different avenues and find new interests and all of that. I'd be really bummed if I realized that I spent all of that time wishing for something else, not even enjoying where I am now. So it's a constant battle. I'm trying to I'm trying to work through it. I'm not even sure how though. I feel like maybe journaling would help. Journaling, maybe some meditation, like get my mind to keep quiet. I tried meditation, but I can never do it for like more than 2 days because I'm the kind of person who I get bored very quickly. Like I don't like routine. I really actually hate routine. I don't like doing the same thing all the time. So it makes it feel like I'm always just doing the same thing, and yeah, my life just needs a little more excitement, a little spontaneity. Yeah, that's the word, right? Yeah. It's just it's very strange, man. Like, and these are the things nobody told us. I mean, okay, fine. Even when I was in my university years, my earlier university years, I'd have people saying, you know what, stay in school for as long as you can. Savor this moment. And at that time, because I was so fed up with the assignments and the tests and the studying, when people want me to study, like, I like learning. I love learning about new things and all of that. But I don't want you to now give me a deadline telling me I need to read this by then or do this by this time. No, man. So the studying got very tiring. So at that point, I really didn't even understand why they were saying these things. Why are you telling me to stay in school for as long as I can? Do you want my brain to explode?
This
So now I get it though. Now I get it. Things were a little, they were still tricky, but they were a little more chill in varsity. But then again, they were also a little more chill in high school. And they were way more chill in primary school. When my only struggles were like making sure I get into the top 10 and signing up for enough extramurals, and just making sure I always have enough money for after school in that transport, because you need to have those snacks, man. Especially because I was the first and last to be fetched. So yeah, that was very tiring. You need the snacks for those times. Yeah, in essence, this whole part of life, it's very weird adjusting to it. But I know that in time it'll start to feel normal, and I'll start to have a bit of direction, to know where I'm going, to know what I actually want. But I need to actually just sit down with myself and actually ask myself, Chloe, what do you want? Are you still pursuing this course or this career field, that you studied for because you feel like you spent so much effort and time and money getting it done and getting the qualification? Or is it something you're actually passionate about? Because I freaking love psychology. I love everything that it has taught me. I love the kind of people that it's introduced me to. But the thing is, sometimes I'm like, would I survive as a psychologist? Like, other than, what we see on TV, I've never actually seen what it's like to be a psychologist. That's why I think it's really cool when schools have those things where you can have practicals. Like my friend Zara that I spoke about earlier. Their school gave them like teaching practicals. So it was after doing those teaching practicals where she was like, yeah, I'm definitely sure that this is the thing for me. And I'm like, I'm so happy that you found that. That is such a beautiful thing to find, because I'm still at a point where I'm like, I'm not sure. What if somehow I actually get into the world of work not the world of studying in psychology. And I feel like it's not for me because I'm a sensitive soul, man. How am I going to be listening to people, telling me about the things that they're going through and not want to tear up with them and just give them hugs and do all of that? Like, am I going to be okay? Am I going to get through this? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe this is just me being a huge overthinker, but it's very strange. It's a very, very strange part. But I know that we'll get through it. I know that there's a lot of my friends who are also in a similar kind of situation. And it's great that we all have each other. When we have these struggles and you go speak to one of your friends and stuff, and they're like, oh my gosh, I've been feeling the same thing. It's comforting. It's very comforting to know that, you're not crazy for feeling the way that you're feeling. Things just really are just a bit wild right now, especially with the economy being the way that it is. And, but we're going to get the hang of it. I know that we are. We just need to take some time to ourselves, figure out what we want, what we don't want, figure out, maybe try envision what we'd like our futures to look like, and then maybe just work from there. And these are the things they told us to do when you were still signing up for a course in first year. But then and now it feels different. I feel like this whole ramble hasn't made a lot of sense, but I really just had to speak about this because it's been this ongoing thing ever since I finished last year. And yeah, I know that, sometimes there will be hard parts, there will be difficult things to get through, but it's going to be okay, Change is inevitable. Change, it's one of those things in life that no matter how hard you try, you can't run away from change. You can't. You absolutely cannot. Life is always going to be changing, even if it's the slightest of ways. It's always going to be changing. It's just about how you respond to the change, Change doesn't have to be the end of the world or the end of your world as you know it. Change can be a beautiful thing. It's just, maybe it's a little bit about perspective, a little bit about how what you decide to do with it. You know what? Things will work out though. If any one of you guys is in a similar situation, we're gonna be fine, guys. We're gonna be fine. Right now, it seems like nothing's making sense. It seems like we're just hitting a whole lot of dead ends and a whole lot of this and that. But things are gonna work out. I have faith. Just keep trying. Pray lots if you're a person that prays, or like journal, or like do something. Just get in touch with yourself. See what you want with your life, for the people in your life that you love, and yeah, things are gonna work out. Things are gonna be okay. Thank you for listening to my rambles, as you tend to do. It's appreciated. And yeah, I just hope you guys take care, and don't get lost in your heads, please. Don't get lost in your heads. It's a maze in there. Don't get lost in your heads. Have something that'll always remind you to be present. It's important, please. But yeah, until next time, or whenever I decide to vent to my camera, because it's the technological age now. Journaling for who? Okay, no, I still journal. I love that. But yeah, until next time, take care. Be kind to the people around you. There aren't enough genuinely kind people. Don't be shitty. Don't do that. Nobody likes that. Yeah. Yes. Glory. Preaching words of wisdom. Yes. Okay, now I'm gonna go. Bye bye. Bye bye.